Damn. Welcome to Joe's Atmosphere.
Cook your shrimp, please. All of a sudden, my shrimp pan is starting up like a smoke fest.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Chillin' at the Club with your host, Joe's Atmosphere. By myself tonight, guys. I figured I'd make a new intro for Chillin' at the Club. This is only the fifth one I've done by myself. But it's probably going to happen a lot because summer's here and Highlander works for a bottled water company. So they tend to get busy this time of year, especially as hot as it's been. So, anyway, it's good to see you guys. Hope you're having a good Sunday evening. I figured I'd go ahead and, usually I just bypass this and not even have a show and everything, but I may have to cancel Wednesday's show. Got a lot of family coming in this week. My daughter, Bobby Joe, just arrived today. Her and her family are staying at an Airbnb on Cross Lake. So, going to be seeing her tomorrow. I just saw at church today that they're going to be having a skating thing. They paid for, I think, the whole rink for a couple of hours between 5 and 7 Wednesday night. So if my grandchildren want to go do that, and they're both of them, one of them's a teenager. I know that for sure. I can't remember how old our Harper is. She may be a teenager by now, but I doubt it. But they might want to go skating. So I may not have a show Wednesday. Don't know yet. It's up in the air. But anyway, I figured I'd get on tonight, hang out with you guys, talk about what you guys want to talk about, that kind of thing. Keely Chow is in the house. Good to see you, man. How you doing? And yes, I am monitoring the chats tonight. I see David Dog Spa is on Rumble. Good to see you over there, man. This is a chat driven stream. So if you guys want to talk about something, let me know what you want to talk about in there. I've got a couple of things I want to talk about that I just found out about today. So, or over the weekend, actually. So, and we may talk about them Wednesday if we have a show. If not, no big deal. But anyway, let's see. Read by Nature is here as well. He says, "Hey, Joe and company. Yeah, it's good to see you." Vince Womack is here. A place you never gonna see some Mexicans at the ice rink. Rink. It's a rink. It's not a ring, brother. That's good to see you, Vince. Hey, Vince, I've got to work on your video. I haven't had a chance to download it here on my computer yet. I tried to do it on my phone, but the file type, hang on. I don't want to lie to you, Vince. The file type is one that my iPhone can't use. So I do have a file converter, so I'm going to try and do it in there. So don't worry about it right now, Vince. Don't worry about resending it. I've got it starred so I don't get rid of it by accident. But yeah, the file type you have this as in here is, let's see, where is he? It's an MKV, and I have never seen that file type before. So, I'm going to see if I can't convert it. I have a converter. Hang on, I'll show you the converter I use, guys. I'm a cheap son of a bitch. The only thing I pay for is my streaming service. Let's see. Vince says, if you need it converted, let me know. No problem, man. I'm going to try and do it myself. I don't want to, put you do enough for me, man. I'm going to try and do it myself. I have a converter here. I'll show you the one I use. Let's see. Where is it? Yeah. I think it's called Typard is how it's pronounced. Hang on. I'm firing it up now, and I'll drag it over to the screen where I can share it for you here in a second. Yeah, it's this thing right here. Hang on. Oh, what is going on with my stuff? It's acting ignorant. Please don't mess up tonight. I'm flying solo. I don't need this crap. Oh, what the heck? No, just do that. Okay. Now, yeah, it had a pop-up. That's what happened. Go full screen with it so you can see what I got here. Good to see you guys. Real Wade Nation is here too. I want to recognize him. I'm going to kick on Danny's music here in a second too. But yeah, this is the one I use. Oh, I got to change my background. I had a special background for tonight. We're chilling at the club. You got to feel like you're at the club, don't you? I mean, come on, man. We got to have the pretty girls back there and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's see. Yeah, it's called Typard. And like I said, I haven't used it. I don't want to run through it here. That's kind of boring, but that's the one I use. And it's a free trial thing. So, as long as it's not too long, I'll be able to use it. And I know, it's a video you want me to use during shows. So I know it's not going to be too long. Let's see. David's Dog Spa over there in Rumble says woof and chilling in Wichita, Kansas. He says, well, you continue to chill with us, bro. You go for it, man. It's the first time I've seen you, Dog Spa. Usually I'm doing me and my brother are doing a show, but tonight he is working his buttocks off, or he worked today and just is too tired to friggin' come out tonight. But yeah, Real Wade Nation's here. Good to see you, man. He says, what's planned for this show? Dude, it's up to you guys. You guys tell me what you want to talk about, man. I do know there's a couple of things I want to talk about that I found out about this weekend. So you probably have already heard about them, but they're important to me personally. They have to do with people that I dig and that kind of thing. Yeah, that's right. You already said that. Real Wade says, I can't wait to talk 1v1 with my first comic book creator. Oh, really? Who are you going to talk to? Joe himself soon. Oh, okay. Very good. Very good. Whenever you decide to do it, man, you just let me know. You know what my schedule is, man. I'll let you know what it was. Let's see. Sharking for Pearls available everywhere. Your favorite music platforms. That's right. Let's get that going real quick. We got to get the soundtrack to the show on board here, don't we? Let's see. And depending on what we do here, we may end up having to go over to Rumble exclusively later on for some videos and stuff. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, let's get some astral plane going here, guys. Can you hear that? Let me know if you can hear the music. Let me know. Let's see. It should be presented right now. Let me put that on shuffle. This is his newest album, Astral Plane. That's the cover of it right there. Astral Plane. You know, it's got the bubble helmets, right, for him and the pearl, the oyster that's got the pearl, right? You know. Let's see what else we got here. Keely Chow says you don't need that crap. The same way the Seahawks fans don't need to hear any whining coming from the 49ers fans at a 49ers home game against the Seahawks. Really? Is it that bad, man? Wow. Let's see. If that program doesn't recognize MKV, let me know and I'll change it to MP4. No problem, brother. I just wanted to let you know I hadn't forgotten about you. I just haven't gotten around to it. Doc Spa's giving me a thumbs up over there on Rumble. You know, one other place I need to go ahead and fire up real quick is X. I got to fire them up. So let's go ahead and do that now. Let's get the show pinned to the top of the page. And then we'll go ahead and pop out the chat for that one and have that over here too. So anybody on X watching, please join the chat. This is a chat-driven show. I do this occasionally. Usually I'm doing panel shows, but I do like to talk to you guys one-on-one occasionally. You know, so I always tell people, man, I'm always prepared to do a show by myself. So, but anyway, yeah, that's Sharking for Pearls you hear in the background. That's my brother Highlander's music. He plays, let's see, he plays the guitar and the bass on this. But you know what? He told me he's going to friggin' buy a drum set and drive his family crazy. I guess he's going to learn the drums and do it. He wants to get where he can play all the instruments himself for the music. Now, I don't know if he's ever going to learn the piano, but listen, before we go too much further here, let me get myself a shot because we are at the club, you know. So if you guys want to partake, you guys join me here. I'm doing up a shot of Jack Daniels. That's my mainstay, and it's just something I went to because I had to get away from vodka, man. I used to drink myself blind as a young man on vodka because it doesn't taste like anything. I drink screwdrivers and just get jacked up. So I wanted something I could feel going down. So I switched to Jack Daniels, and that's what I've used ever since, you know. And I do shots because, you know, when we were bartenders back in the day, you know, I didn't work at the corner bar where you could sip on a drink and talk to you know, to people at the bar. It wasn't like that, man. I worked in places where you needed track shoes to keep up, dude. It was 3 deep on a Saturday night, you know. If you wanted to drink, you just had to slam one back and get back to work, you know. It was like that. They called them meat markets when I was working at them, you know, back in the 80s and the 90s. So anyway, if you want to join me in a cocktail, I've got my Biloxi, Mississippi shot glass in honor of my brother since he had to work hard today. Here's to my bro. I hope you didn't work too hard in the Texas sun. And anybody else that wants to have one with me, cheers. That's good stuff. Yeah. Woo. You can feel that one going down. My favorite reaction to a good jolt of whiskey is in Easy Rider. If you've ever seen that movie, Jack Nicholson's in it for a little bit. he meets an unfortunate end, but he slams back a shot of whiskey and he goes nick, 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 like that. It's just ridiculously funny when he does it, man. You know, Jack, he's the greatest, man. I could watch anything with Jack Nicholson, and that guy's one of the greatest actors of all time. I wanted to be an actor when I was a kid, but unfortunately, I never pursued it. I'm too busy doing artwork and making money in the bar and stuff like that. So let's see. Where are we at? Read by Nature says, just thinking, looking at the Supergirl statues, have you ever followed the many cancellations of Superman games? There have been leaks of screenshots of a few different titles. Really? Superman? Let's take a look. Superman games? Hang on. Let's take a look at this, guys. Let me go ahead and get this in here. Superman video games, huh? Are we talking failed Superman video games? Is that what we're talking about? Hang on. Let's see. Failed Superman games. Video game. 10 worst Superman video games of all time? How one failed Superman game ruined an entire... What? How one failed Superman game ruined an entire game studio. Wow. Okay, hang on. What is this rabbit hole he's got me looking at? I like that right there. Let me tell you, one of the coolest friggin' screen pieces of art in any video game I've ever seen is in DC Universe Online. They have a wallpaper that's Superman fighting Doomsday, and it looks bad fucking ass. I swear to God, they do some cool shit. Let's see. Anyone remember Factor 5? If you were heavy into gaming during the... hang on, let me switch this over where I can actually see it. No, that's all right. I'm good. Let's see. If you're heavy into gaming during the 6th gen, you probably remember Star Wars Rogue Squadron games on the GameCube that ended up being some of the best fight sim games on home consoles. But if you were familiar with the 7th gen, then you probably briefly remember them for the PS3 exclusive that was poorly received called Lair. Well, Factor 5 was also working on a Superman game toward the late aughts, and they were going to do the DC character justice with some strong focus on deep gameplay mechanics and an open world. However, fate didn't look kindly upon them, and the game ended becoming their demise. Okay, dude, I guess I need another drink to read correctly. Let's see. Kotaku did a write-up on the title based on a minute documentary, Did You Know Gaming, explaining the early development work that Factor 5 put into the game, as well as some of the ideas that they had floating around, but their take on the Man of Steel based on a canned version of Bryan Singer's sequel, Superman Returns. It eventually led to the downfall of Factor 5 due to Warner Brothers taking interest in Zack Snyder's Man of Steel instead, and the fact that their publisher, Brash Entertainment ran out of money before they could get the game out of the concept phase. Wow. Okay. Factor 5 Superman title didn't have a full plot story, but was basically going to be like Superman 64 and just have a general story centered around some of Superman's most iconic battles and villain arcs. I suppose one could say that borrowing anything from Superman 64 was likely one of the first major missteps, despite the fact the concepts for the game did sound pretty cool. Okay, So Factor 5 Studio was destroyed by a failed Superman game, huh? Wow. How'd you end up going down that rabbit hole, buddy boy? That's a pretty wild one. Let's see. Now about Michael Bay making another Transformers movie. What? Okay, yeah, I see. You're telling me that the sound is good. Christian Delorme, what are you doing, man? He says, bonjour, everybody. Anytime Joe is on, it's a great atmosphere. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you greatly. But yeah, how did you end up going down that rabbit hole there, Read by Nature? Just wondered. Let's see. He says the Golden State Warriors may be the Bay's basketball team, but the 49ers are the OKC Thunder of the NFL. Just ask a Seahawks fan. I am a Seahawks fan. And let me tell you something. In our division, I tolerate the Cardinals. I hate the Rams. I can't stand the freaking Los Angeles Rams. I hate them. But you know what? I actually respect the San Francisco 49ers. They play a brand of football that I love. I have to tell you. I love their brand of football. I think it's fantastic. I really do. If I was a guy building a team, I'd do it the way John Lynch did it. You know, build the defense first, then get an offensive mind to come in and make the running game the focus, if you understand what I'm saying. My God, I love the way they play football. I really do. I mean, that's how the Seahawks won their Super Bowl. You know what I mean? And their biggest nemesis was the 49ers with Jim Harbaugh. And I'm pulling for Harbaugh with the Chargers. I like Herbert. I hope he does well. But yeah, don't get me talking football. You know I'll do it all day long, Keely Chow. Stop it. Little drummer boy, Vince says. Yeah, that's going to be Dan one day. Das Wolfen is here. Hey, man, how you doing? It's good to see you, brother. It's not that I'm not inviting my folks to come and join me. It's just, Sunday is a chill time. I figured I'd just get on here, let you guys give me the ideas, and we'll sit here and yak and do some back and forth. If you want to come in here, Das, just let me know. John, just let me know. I will send you an invite, and you can come hang with me if you want to. I'm going to sit here and have a few drinks and just chill. We're at the club tonight. So let's see. Christian Delorme says, and F. James Bond. I watched in theaters every James Bond flick in theaters until last one. F. woke James Bond. Sean Connery is turning in his grave. Cheers. Hey, brother. First of all, cheers to you. My brother from the north. He's one of the few YouTubers that I've met in person. I've only met a few, but he and I got together and had a little meetup of our own down in New Orleans, and we had a ball. I can't wait to do it again, man. I'm taking care of my mom now, so I don't know when the next one's going to be. I'm kind of tied up down here, but anytime you get down to New Orleans, though, man, you let me know. I will take the time to get down there. But anyway, I understand what you're saying about James Bond, and that's one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight. I do believe I have an article here. And if you're watching on X or Rumble, I am monitoring the chat. If you got something you want me to talk about, I'd be glad to jump on it. Just let me know. Let's see. Where is it? Yes, the wish list. Here it is, boys and girls. All right. First of all, we got news earlier this week. And like I said, John, if you didn't hear me earlier, I may not even have a show Wednesday. I've got so much family descending on me during the 4th of July weekend. It's not even funny. My daughter, Bobby Jo, is in town. She's at an Airbnb at Cross Lake. She got in today. She got in probably by the time I got out of church this morning. And yeah, so, I mean, you know how it goes, guys. Family comes above this this stuff, you know. Yeah, I want to make money at this one day, and I'm in my third year of this, and we're cruising right along and everything. But when your family calls, you got to go. You know, I mean, that's just the way it is. But anyway, they've got a skate thing with the church, and if the kids want to do it, I'm going to take them to it, and that's Wednesday from 5 to 7. So we may not have a show Wednesday, but I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you in the loop. I'll let you know. But yeah, talking about James Bond, first of all, we got news on Thursday from Amazon. And it's Amazon. If you didn't know, guys, Amazon owns anybody that knows Slapshot knows what I'm saying. Anyway, one of my favorite directors, Denis Villeneuve, is going to direct the next James Bond movie. How do you guys feel about that, man? I think it's awesome. Me, myself, I think that's awesome because this guy's made the last 2 Dune movies. He made The Arrival with, oh God, what's her name, guys? The last Lois Lane in the Snyderverse. Her and Jeremy Renner was in that one. What is her name? God, I always forget her name. But anyway, look, they had a tradition here late in James Bond, and it really started with the Craig movies. They had Academy Award winners doing the movies. The guy that did American Beauty did a couple of James Bond movies. So, you know, I dig that aspect of it. But I would caution you, Christian, don't sit there and say it's going to suck. You know, yes, it's Amazon, but remember, Amazon, when they do the testosterone-driven stories, they've done pretty well. Exhibit A, Reacher, good damn show. Exhibit B, The Terminal List. I'm sorry. And from what everybody tells me personally, I like Jack Ryan being a guy that is an analyst. You know, I like the guy from the movies. From what I watched one episode of Jack Ryan on Prime, and it turned me off because he looked like Mr. Whoop-Ass in it, and that's not what he is. And by the way, let me go ahead and put the chat up. I'm sorry, I should have had that up in the stream anyway. But to finish my point, from what I hear from everybody, the Jack Ryan series starring Krasinski is awesome, you know, but it's just my Jack Ryan is The Hunt for Red October. The Hunt for Red October, guys, is in my top 5 greatest movies of all time. Okay? Greatest movies of all time. I'm telling you. Friggin' Hunt for Red October is one of my favorites I've ever seen. I love that movie. But Villeneuve, I approve. I approve of this hiring. Have him direct the movie and get a good script and do it. And look, Amazon, if you're listening to me, let me go full screen with this. Look, do me a favor. Just grab the James Gardner books, start with the first one, and go through it. Make those your James Bond movies. I'm telling you, it will whoop ass. If you guys have never read the James Gardner books, they're fantastic. He does so much stuff that Ian Fleming did. First of all, Ian Fleming approved him to take over the story writing back in the day. His novels are so good. Every one of them. If you're a James Bond nut, you know this. Every Bond villain has some kind of physical deformity or mutation or something like that. Okay? And he continued that in his stories, man. It's if they did the James Gardner novels, if they decided to make it a series and they did one of the James Gardner novels every year, it would be awesome. It would be fantastic. It really would. It would be just the best thing ever. Keely Chow says, it's good, a good thing I don't drink that much, because if I did, I would be drinking a lot, because the Braves this season and the Cowboys, Falcons, and the Titans in 2024. You're like me. You root for several teams, don't you, man? My main team is the Seahawks, but I root for several other teams, dude. I mean, my second team is the Patriots. That's no secret. My dad's from Boston. So, yeah. Let's see. Hey, Joe, guess what? I start a new show on July 7th at 8 p.m. Central Time. Very cool, man. Let's see. July 7th, the 4th is Friday, 5th, 6th, 7th. That's a Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time. Wow, he's gonna overlap me by about half an hour. Yeah, that's what he's gonna do. Very cool, man. And by the way, guys, if people give you grief about playing the same time somebody else does, it's a big YouTube. Comics Division told me that years ago. 3 years ago when I started, he said, "Look, man, it's a big YouTube. You do your shows when you have time to do them. You know, people will watch it on a replay if they're really following you, they will follow it on a replay. So, just do it when you're going to do it. That's great. That's fantastic. But this hire I approve of. The next story I found out today because I caught one of Polly's videos. Apparently, this is the wish list for the next James Bond. Look who's dead center in this picture. Amazon's wish list includes Jacob Elordi, Tom Holland, and Harrison Dickinson. Now, I do not know who two of these three guys are. Let's start with Jacob Elordi. Let's start with him. Let's check him out on IMDb, shall we? Let's do that. Jacob Elordi. Let's see what he's done, shall we? Let's see who this guy is. The look's kind of there. It's kind of there. I'll give him that. The Kissing Booth. This scares me. And Euphoria. A show that fans of the show probably enjoy because Miss Sweeney's on it in a very revealing nature. But let's see. On Swift Horses. Oh, Canada. 5.6 stars. Let's see. Saltburn. Deep Water. Euphoria. I just don't see much here that I've seen. This is a nobody. This guy's a nobody. I don't know who this guy is. Okay. So that's Jacob Elordi from the pictures. He's young. He is extremely young. I don't know. It's kind of hard to imagine him being grizzled, isn't it? I don't know about all that. Okay, let's check out the next guy. Harrison Dickinson. We already know who Tom Holland is. He's Spider-Man. We know that. Let's see. Let's check this next guy. Harris Dickinson. Let's see what he does. I love these pop-ups, don't you? Harris Dickinson. Oh boy, he's a model. Oh no. So, oh man, it's getting a little weird, man. It's getting a little weird. Let me see if I've got the right video here. Do I have it? Do I have it? Do I have it? Please tell me I've got it. I don't have it. Hang on a second. Hang on. I got to fix this real quick because if it's not here, it must be put in here. Yep. Let me get it real quick. Let's see, guys. My brother is getting down, by the way. Sharking for Pearls. Check it out anywhere that you are listening to your music at. Okay? Let's see what we got here. Come on. My computer isn't downloading the thumbnails the way it should. Okay. This one is... Where is it? Yeah, there it is. That's what I'm talking about. Load that one up. Look, I see this up here. Do you see this, guys? You know what this is doing to me? Do you know what this is doing to me? I'll tell you what it's doing to me.
Room's starting to spin real fast. Because of gayness.
Oh, shit. I'm reeling. Let's see. Beach Rats, Triangle of Sadness, County Lines, and Where the Crawdads Sing. Okay. So it looks like he's an independent film guy. That's what it looks like to me. He's an Iron Claw, though. He plays David Von Erich. Wow, really? Okay, hold up. I've seen this movie. He plays David. He's the big guy. Okay. Okay. Might work. This guy might work. This guy might work. If you haven't seen Iron Claw, by the way, good flick. It really is. It's a really good movie. It really is. All right, let's catch up with the chat, see what's going on over there. Let's see. You guys are talking about the Superman games. Let's see. That's the reason why I like watching Batman 1989. Yeah, it's a great movie, dude. Let's see. Vince says, responding to Christian DeLorme, James Bond started to go down the drain with Brosnan. The last Brosnan movie was bad. And it wasn't Brosnan's fault, though. It was because of the stuff they put in the movie. They went CGI heavy. That's why the first Daniel Craig one was so good, because they said, we got to get the toughness back into it. They used real stunts, real stuntmen. They wanted to bring the Connery toughness back to it. Casino Royale is the best one that Daniel Craig did. It was awesome. And then it went to fucking shit after that. The only one I liked after that was Skyfall. And because I can relate, he's the old man at that point and they think he's done. And, you know, that scene where my girl, what's her name, Vince? Dame Judi Dench. She played M, and when she's reciting the poem, and he's trying to get there to save her, it is. I have watched that scene over and over and over again. It is so fucking great. It is great theater. It really is. Worst game ever, Superman 64. I've never played it. I don't remember it. I did have a Nintendo 64, but I never played that one. Let's see. I know 2 Superman games. Can't say which was worse. Keely Chow says making Superman fly through some rings is bullshit. Yeah. Is that the 64 game? I do remember some shit like that. Yeah. Let's see. Yes, that was Superman 64. Yep. Read by Nature says Council Games. They haven't made one since the Returns tie-in game, I think. That's also an interesting story because it was originally meant to be a bigger game. Cool. Let's see. My first James Bond movie in theaters was Living Daylights. Really? My first one was from 1976. I saw him when I was 11 years old, man. I went and saw The Spy Who Loved Me, starring James Bond and probably the hottest Bond girl of all time. That's an argument we could have. Let me tell you, Barbara Bach was in The Spy Who Loved Me. And oh my God. Oh, and she was wet half the time. Oh my God. Clingy clothes. Oh my God. It was awesome. Let's see. Nice. I can't remember ever seeing a 007 title in cinemas. I've seen just about all of them in the theater with the exception of the last one. No Time to Die. I actually rented that to show a buddy of mine over a Christmas holiday. He hadn't seen it yet and I hadn't seen it. I said, oh, well, I'll go ahead and rent it. 15 minutes. How do you keep her quiet for the rest of the 14 minutes? Oh, wait a minute. I skipped over one. Sorry. The best part of a BJ. 15 minutes of silence. 15 minutes. How do you keep her quiet for the rest of the 14 minutes? You guys are the worst. I swear. I used to check in regularly on the forums that had a thread dedicated to upcoming Superman games. Cool. Dude, I play the best Superman game. I go to the Fortress of Solitude all the time, dude. DC Universe Online is a badass game. If you haven't played it, of course, it's an MMO. So, you know, hey, It can get you revved up. Let me see if I can catch up with it. I'm way behind in the chat. Let's keep going here. Happy birthday, John. How old are you, John? Happy birthday to you, man. Haven't checked it out in years, but I still wonder when we'll get a Superman game. Well, it would be nice. You guys that are Superman fans, it would be really nice to see them do something cool with Superman in it, man. I'm hoping this movie's going to be good. I really am. Let's see. I am going to dinner soon for my birthday. He says, well, happy birthday, brother. Play Injustice instead of waiting. Yeah, no doubt. Injustice is great. Injustice and Injustice 2. See, I didn't play Injustice. I played Injustice 2. And by the way, let me go ahead and show you guys this because let me tell you, it is one of the coolest things you'll ever see. Let's see. Injustice 2. We'll take a break from the music real quick. And let's see. Boom. And there it is right there. Let me do this real quick. Okay. I'm going to do my magic and try and keep from getting blasted here. I was afraid something like this would come up because, I like to show you guys things, but YouTube doesn't want me to show you guys things. So, but yeah, let me do my magic real quick. I want to show you the greatest game trailer I've ever seen. And this is what made me buy it. Okay. Because first of all, I found out my girl was in it, but then I saw this trailer, boys and girls. And let me tell you, yeah, this had me amped when I saw it the first time. I did not play Injustice first. I played Injustice 2 first. All right. And it's because my girl was in it. I'm a Marvel guy. I don't, I'm not a big everything. I've said it several times, guys. I learned everything I know about the DC universe from DC Universe Online. Okay. So, but I've got to show you this right here. I'm just going to let it play because it's one of the greatest trailers of all time. This is the trailer for Injustice 2. And yes, it's a great Superman game, bro. Check this out.
Earth's defense is irreversibly compromised. Begin the countdown.
We are at war with these animals.
You're not welcome in Atlantis.
What a great voice for Aquaman, by the way. This is Aquaman, okay? Jason Momoa. I love Jason Momoa and all. I dig him. He's cool. But, guys, this guy's voice is awesome.
I am Brainiac. I collect worlds.
Ready for some slapstick?
What comes next, dear mortals, cannot stop.
Oh, dude. Dr. Fate. When I saw that shit, I was like, wow, that's awesome. Oh, but you know the part that got me. It's coming up.
How do I beat him?
You can't. Earth's fight is up.
Injustice 2. Play anywhere May 16th. Rated T for teen.
Oh, hang on. Let me come back here and just pause it right there. When I saw her rear back and do that, oh my God, are you kidding me?
Injustice 2. Play anywhere
Are you
May 16th.
kidding me?
Rated T for teen.
I had to have it, folks. I had to have that game. That is the shit right there. Let me tell you. Woo! Yeah, you want a good Superman game, man? Play that one. Of course, it's not for everybody. It's a fighting game, right? It's a fighting game, so not everybody plays fighting games. Oh, shit. Let me turn down the guitars. I had to turn up the volume on that one, so. Okay, we're back in business here. But then again, I have to switch it over so we can look at articles and stuff too. So let me go ahead and do that real fast. Okay, there we go. We're back on the soundtrack of the show. Anyway, let's keep going here. Let's see. Yeah, Injustice 2 is great. I love that game. They're all saying happy birthday to John. Of course, we got a bunch of stuff going in here. Links. I'm looking at some of these links. They're great, man. Buy his books for his birthday. Talking about John. He's got a Prime store, guys. He's got merch and all that stuff. So go check it out. Reed says, sadly, not the itch that needs scratching. I'm way too casual a player when it comes to fighting games. Yeah, I understand. Absolutely. And we all wish you a happy birthday, John, for sure. No worries. Family is more important. You know it, man. Thanks for the birthday wishes, everyone. But I have to run to dinner. Have a good one. We're going to, man. We're going to have a great one. Let's see. Juliet's here. She says, good morning. She said, good morning. She's over in your part of the world, buddy boy. Have you had your coffee yet, Vince? By the way. Yeah, Reed. I'm getting too old for fighting games. And FPS, first-person shooters. I gave up on first-person shooters a while ago. And one of my favorite ones was a James Bond game, man. That James Bond game, GoldenEye. Dude, GoldenEye was badass. Loved that game. But it was a first-person shooter. You know what I gave up on first-person shooters? Halo. It was Halo. My nephew was so good at Halo. He was one of those guys that would be waiting for me to spawn and just kill me. You know? I was like, you know what? And well, between that and is it Medal of Honor? Is it Medal of Honor? Is that the one where they had the beach assault that was like it was like it was ripped right out of Saving Private Ryan. That whole thing was an assault on the senses to me. I watched a friend of mine play it on my big screen. I was like, no, I can't play that game. No. I'm not doing it. Let's see. Christian says, let's do it next year, Joe. I freaking take the plane down to New Orleans, and this time I'll pay for the beignets. Dude, when you get to New Orleans, I'd be an idiot not to take a 5-hour drive down there. Hell yeah. You know I'll be there, man. You just let me know. Yeah, he's saying good night. Yeah. Amy Adams. That's the girl I was trying to think of from he's in Villeneuve's movie. She is in Villeneuve's movie Arrival, which I thought was really good. What did you guys think of that one as far as an alien, movie? I thought it was neat. Thought it was good stuff. Let's see. They're all saying hi to each other. On the other side, they gave us Rings of Power and the Dark Tower. Okay. Prime did the Dark Tower? Did they? Hang on, guys. I gotta check this out. Let me close some of these tabs first of all. All right. Let's get all that closed. Okay. So let's see. We've got IMDb. Dark Tower. If you heard what I prefaced it with, high testosterone movies, okay? It's what stories is what I was talking about. The Dark Tower, Idris Elba. And by the way, guys, I always use this one whenever I talk about movies whose trailers are better than the movie itself. Because I was hyped when I saw this trailer for this movie. Prime made this? I don't know if they tell you on here who produced it or whatever. Yeah, it's not going to tell me though, is it? Nah. Start free trial. Sure, why not? I'll start a free trial. Go away. See? No, fuck that. Hang on. The internet knows all, don't they? Let's see. The Dark Tower movie. Let's see. Dark Tower movie. Should be right here. Produced by Ron Howard was one of the producers. Columbia Pictures. Imagine Entertainment. Distributed by Sony. Not seeing Prime here, buddy. Is that what we're talking about? Or did they make a Dark Tower series that sucked or something? Huh? Of course, this is Wikipedia. It could be completely wrong, but usually they're okay. Look at me. I'm hitting all the wrong buttons here. But like I was saying, we're talking the guy stuff, you know, like Reacher and that kind of thing. That's what I was talking about. Reba Nation says, I rewatched Hunt for October when Connery passed away. I just watched it last weekend. I put it on just to have in the background. Villeneuve is a great Canadian. Is he Canadian? I did not know that, my brother. Did not know that. Most scary part of Hunt for October is Alec Baldwin with a gun in his hand. That's funny, man. That's funny. That's good stuff. I like that one. But hey, we didn't know back in the day how dangerous he was with a gun in his hand, right? But I mean, I think if you read the books, now I'm looking at it from a fan of the novels, okay? Jack Ryan is a dude he's just an analyst, but he always ends up in the mix somehow, you know? Alec Baldwin was actually my favorite Jack Ryan of any of the movies. It really was. Let's see. Keely Chow says, yes. Comics division and the rest of Dick's division are awesome. Yes, they are. They're great mentors to me. I can tell you that right now. Let's see. Vince says, you and Ironcaster overlap nowadays about 30 minutes. Still watching both somehow. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're going to, look, if you want to do YouTube, you can do it. You don't have to spend money like we do. There's free versions of every one of these streaming softwares. I'm switching. My current StreamYard thing runs out 2 days after my birthday. I turned 60 the day that Fantastic Four comes out. I thought that was going to be a great thing, but oh man, the more I'm seeing about it, yikes. But I'm still hoping it'll be good. I'm hoping. I can hope. I'm a glass half full guy, though. If you guys have watched any of my stuff over the years, I'm a positive thinker. I am. I choose to look at life that way. But anyway, yeah, we're going to overlap on each other. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, but it's a big YouTube. Everybody can do their thing. The only grief I have is I can only have Joe during the NFL season. Yeah. That's right. That's right. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Only so many hours in a day. It's not realistic to expect everyone to coordinate times to stream. Exactly, man. You're not gonna be able to do that. They look more like Jimmy Bond and James Bond Jr. cartoon. Yeah, they're too young, right? I mean, what's funny is Tom Holland's probably the oldest of that bunch. Now, I'd have to check into Dickinson a little bit more because I did like Iron Claw. And if he's David, he's the biggest guy in the room, man. That's a big guy. I think James Bond's supposed to be just a regular, average-looking guy. So I don't know about that one. Bond candidates are either young or pass for young. Reminds me of recent game reveal. Really? Yeah, we didn't get to talk about that on my regular show. The James Bond game that they're coming out with. Dick in Son. That doesn't sound good. Makes him sound like a pedo, doesn't it? Don't say his name too slow. It does not sound good. Don't clip me, guys. Come on. Let's see. Christian says these potential James Bond actors are pretty boys who drink latte and eat granola. I was 53 years old and can kick the he said, I, as a 53-year-old, can kick the shit out of these bitches. Yes, well, you're not a small guy either, Christian. Now, remember, guys, I'm talking, he's a big guy. I'm not saying he's fat. He is a big dude. My man, Christian, is a big old truck driver, okay? He's one of them dudes you want to have your back in a fight. You know what I'm saying? Looks like he could take some damage. He's a tough guy. He's a really good guy. Love him to death. Let's see. Reed says, I actually liked the James Bond Jr. tune as a kid. There was an NES game that was a bitch to play. Really? Hang on. James Bond Jr. NES game? Really? Hang on. I got to see this. Hang on. Let me pull it up. James Bond Jr. Ah, come on. No, not movies. Junior NES. Oh, it's got cheats too. Wow. Okay. If you need a copy of it, looks like eBay's got one for you. For Nintendo. For the NES. James Bond Jr. Check it out. $600? What? Oh my God, they got another one up here for 163. Box, great condition. James Bond Jr. for NES, rare. $80, $79. They got one for 20. Okay. Who put this up here for 600 bucks? What in the hell is going on there? New factory sealed. Okay. It's never been opened. All right. There you go. That's why you can charge that much for it, right? Let's just take a look here. Yeah. There it is, man. The James Bond Jr. game. Wow. I never knew they had a James Bond Jr. Of course, then again, the only thing I played on NES was Duck Hunt. I really wasn't into Mario and all that stuff. I was never a big NES guy. I did get a Super Nintendo because in my arcade days, I loved Basic Instinct. I like fighting games, guys. I love fighting games, except for Mortal Kombat. I like Street Fighter. I don't like Mortal Kombat. Why? Because of one thing. Let me grab one of my controllers here and I'll show you. Okay, look. To block in Mortal Kombat, you have to hit a button. All you got to do in Street Fighter and Basic Instinct and my favorite one of all time, which I found out that I had, guys. I might do some gameplay of it soon. Eternal Champions, Street Fighter, all of these games, all you have to do is pull back on the joystick. Move backwards and you're blocking. Hate Mortal Kombat because of that one thing. Hate it. Can't stand it. Let's see. Yeah, man. I wonder if they have. You think they have a gameplay video? Let's look and see. Hang on. Let's find out. Do they have a gameplay video? They might. You never know. James Bond Jr. Gameplay. Look out, guys. It's even got digital version of it. The music. Look at this. They're giving him a briefing. Hang on. I gotta mute my brother's sound real quick. Hang on. There we go. They're giving him a briefing, man. Check it out.